Welcome back, everyone, to the Know It All podcast series, your career cheat sheet, where we bring on guests from, again, various industries. We've had directors, recruiters, hiring managers, senior developers, and very similar to this amazing guest list, today we have our new guest, Mr. Souparna Bose. I'll hand over to him to introduce himself. He's had, again, a ton amount of experience here in the Canadian job industry. So happy to have you here, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Sachin. Hi all, nice, virtually connecting with you all. So I came to Canada like 10 years back as a Salesforce consultant, and since then it has been like different, moving to different jobs from time to time, and now I'm working as a director of production support at RBC Capital Market. So
Awesome.
just to give you, yeah. So basically have a great amount of experience, not only from my personal experience, but also
Right.
from different other backgrounds as well. Thank you.
Right. No, we do have a lot of interesting questions for you. And again, since just to give everyone a bit of context, right? We met at a hackathon, and that which again you can call it as a networking event slash hackathon, right? But again, I we talked so much about so many things that I definitely have a good question list for you. Okay, so maybe just to kick it off and to go back in time, right? When you first came here, so would you maybe like to share a bit about that, like when you came here and why did you choose Canada to start with?
That's an interesting question. Like the to come to Canada, primarily I was working for a Indian IT consulting firm, right? And
Right,
I was looking for a good on-site opportunity with a good profile. So found
right,
this opportunity, came to Canada in 2015, almost 10
okay,
years back.
right,
And in fact, the interesting thing why I became so much interested in job market is that after coming here, immediately within 2 months, that particular position, the client
mm,
position, it was lost because of their, they were ramping down. So I was kind of put into an uncertainty for a couple
right,
of months,
yeah,
whether I need to go back to India or like I like want to stay here for some other project, which was also a big trouble finding it so fast. So yeah, that was the beginning of my kind of a Canadian journey with, I would say, a bit difficulties, which taught me a lot along the way.
right. And I guess a lot of like even newcomers and international students or early career professionals face this similar, I guess, time frame or phase in their life, right? When they have a lot of dreams they come with, and then suddenly something happens, and you have to like adapt to that change as you go, right? So I'm sure you had your struggles, your hurdles that you had to jump through, but then I guess it's the part of the game.
Yeah, fully agree. It will help you to grow, but guidance is always a bit helpful, which I didn't have at that time. So I had to learn a lot on my own. And then I decided kind of to help people as much as possible to my small capacity, like so that
Definitely.
I can guide them what they didn't need, like but so that they don't need to go through the same struggle that I did or I
Right.
did back then.
Right. And that's a very good point, right? That's the whole point I started this podcast series as well. Like it all just started with a very small thought that, hey, when I wanted to get into this job market a few years back, I did not have these ABC resources, or if I had these resources, it would have been a much easier job for me to get into this whole thing, right? So when I bring on guests from all these various industries and they share their stories and experiences, I hope people are watching it and learning something from it, because again I feel as if you learn more listening to other people's experience than you would learn from anything else, right? And I think the entire networking and personal branding theme is surrounding around that whole crux, right? That you have to meet people, you learn from them, and then you already have so much that you know before you get into anything new, right?
I fully agree, and I really commend you for the awesome work that you are doing. Like this is like you came as a international student, right? And then
That's right.
you found your solid foot here. You're building your career over here, and you are helping people along the way. So and again, you are able to reach a lot more people, which is a way more helpful. Like what I do sometimes is to a small capacity, but via your podcast, I think a lot more people are getting benefited. So thank you for that.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. And again, it's only possible because of all these amazing guests like you that come here. So thank you. And maybe just to, since we were talking about networking, right? How maybe would you like to um, maybe reiterate like how important networking is, but then what do you think are students doing wrong today that they are not able to get so much or rather value out of this networking events or anything that they do, volunteering as well, right? So I'm sure you have met a lot of students or talked with a lot of people. So what do you think is this one thing or a few things that they are not doing it the right way?
So one of the things that I will like highlight here first is that they lack. I wouldn't say they lack. I mean, they kind of didn't get enough guidance or mentorship. So
Right.
Canadian job market is very different nowadays, right? It's just become very brutal. And if you are coming as an international student, you definitely need to like have a proper strategy in place before your
Yeah.
education is over. So
Hmm.
it's more like the moment you are setting foot here, the moment you are starting your work here, you need to do networking. Now, how you will be doing the networking?
Right.
First is that you definitely need to check maybe Eventbrite or maybe in LinkedIn that what is your particular field that you are studying, right? In
Mm.
your particular field, you need to find out the search for the networking events over there. It may be a tech session, maybe a hackathon, whatever it is relevant to your field. First is you need to do that. You need to
Mhm.
attend those, and you can meet a lot of people over there. Meeting a lot of people means you can, if you are a shy guy, then it becomes sometimes difficult. And even language barriers, like if you're coming to Canada for the first time, you may be from English medium background, which helps if it is if we were from vernacular medium, like I
Yeah.
was from a vernacular medium. It
Yeah.
sometimes kind of creates a bit more tension that whether I shouldn't. Just I
Sure.
wanted to say that in Canada, like whatever you speak or if you are not comfortable, don't be worried by that because people actually not they don't care too much. Unfortunately, I may make a controversial point, which is that in India we stress on speaking English very correctly more than what we do here in Canada.
Right.
A lot more people from other Asian countries, like maybe China, Korea, Japan, they
Sure.
actually don't speak that much good English, but they survive. It's
Yeah.
like whatever you speak, it doesn't matter that much. Whether you are able to communicate your idea,
Yep.
that matters most. So go and speak to people. Also try to find people like maybe a bit like associate director, director, senior manager, a bit more senior director. Try to connect with those kind of people in LinkedIn.
Right.
But the question is that why do they accept your LinkedIn request or like how that's how you will like network, right? So I
Right.
have some strategies, but I can discuss it now, or if you want, like you have may have some follow-up questions when I can discuss that as well. But networking, I cannot like networking, mentoring, taking
Mhm.
guidance. That's so important here in Canada to get a job. I cannot stress it enough.
Right. No, that's very, very well said. And again, like I have seen it in work, like really how it works. Like people think like it's easier said than done, right? Like, or maybe you are speaking about these things because you are at a certain point in your career and life that you can talk about these things, right? But I think a lot of even like early career professionals who have like really focused on this crux of networking and they have like aced it very well. They have really started seeing results of these things. As you said, if you reach out to senior people, directors, managers, then they have built valuable connections, relations with them. And then you can always, ask for referrals or they themselves can refer you to positions when they see.
Here, I actually have like a question. First is that
Hmm.
sometimes people are so busy that
Yeah.
suppose you are receiving 20 requests, 30 requests in a month.
Yeah.
Why should I accept your connection request?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Not for me, I accept everyone's.
Right.
But for a lot of folks, they like, I don't know you. Why should I
Sure.
accept you? So that's why I just wanted to make sure what you mentioned just I think 5, 10 minutes back is building your personal brand.
Yep.
So if you were, suppose you are a student, you will be graduating soon, and you have a specific domain, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now you need to actually, like most of the people, they don't. I have seen that. Like it's not that you always need to show off your expertise, but you
Right.
may have queries as well. Or maybe you have found a particular domain, a particular underrated topic of a domain. You
Mm-hmm.
saw that in LinkedIn that it's not described properly, or maybe you have a separate take on that particular domain. So
Right.
what you need to do is that you need to express your views. Like don't
Mm-hmm.
hold it back. Don't write a big essay, but you can write it down in a few lines, your thoughts, or maybe you ask people that I think I am thinking in that way. Do you think that that's a correct way of thinking? Or
Right.
maybe you are kind of trying to incorporate AI to any of your fields,
Right.
and you are kind of putting your thoughts out there, your findings in few lines that I have tried AI in this particular field. Do you think this is the right way to go, or I need to like search for something else? So first is that create a brand, your brand, so that
Hmm.
people know that what your objective. Like people in the professional network, people really like people with focused approach, with a
Right.
strategy. And strategy doesn't start at being director or associate director. It
True.
should start from being a student. So you should have a proper strategy that how you want to like connect to people. Once you have few kind of staff, or maybe like being frank, I have seen a lot of people just post it. I have done this certification. I have this Udemy course. I don't
Right.
know how much that is helpful, but people wants to know your original thought or how you are thinking about a particular domain. So
Right.
you should do that first. So create a profile. Maybe you can put some of the projects that you are working on. May not be the details, which may be proprietary, but you should put your like the basic thing about the project, how you are trying to help people,
Right.
right? To do. And one more thing you should do is that I have seen a lot less in case of Indians,
Mm-hmm.
that specifically Indian students who come to Canada. In India, the community work, again, not to make a controversial comment, but it's not that common, that it is not kind of inbuilt or integrated
Right.
with the way we, grow up. But
Right.
here, that's very important. Community
Hmm.
work. People try to help each
Sure.
other. So you should do like the thing that you mentioned, that you and me, we attended that hackathon, and
Right.
I saw a lot of promising, brilliant Indian and other countries, young folks. They were
Sure.
volunteering. So they should start doing volunteering since the day they kind of set up foot in Canada, maybe after 1 year for sure.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
1 year you are studying, and then you start doing some volunteering. Those are also counted as a Canadian experience. A lot of
Okay.
cases. So you need to have that kind of strategy. So now you are building your profile. You are putting out some of your thoughts, some of your project work. You are highlighting the volunteering you are doing. Now it looks kind of a good profile. Okay, LinkedIn
Yeah.
profile. Now you are reaching out to people to connect with them first. So
Hmm.
that should be kind of a blueprint, what I would say.
So that's a very, very well laid plan, right? And for someone who is, let's say, not yet, someone who has not yet started this, or someone who has already started it, but it's not really working out for them. Maybe if they go back and reassess and lay out a plan like this, it's going to definitely help them at least progress a lot more than they were doing yesterday, right? And just to add to what you were talking about volunteering, so I've seen a lot of students. In fact, the same event that you were talking about, the hackathon, right? A couple of volunteers from that event, I have had them on this podcast as well. I met them at other events as well, right? So that's how they build connections and they maintain it. Right. So just sending out that LinkedIn message asking for a referral, or just saying, reaching out to, people saying hi, how are you, that's not what LinkedIn or building relationship, meaningful relationship is about, right? You need to really connect with them. You need to talk about their skills. You need to showcase your skills as well. So a lot of times I feel that even though there are a lot of students who can do so much better, or you do see potential in them, but the way they present it, or as you said, lack of guidance, lack of mentorship, right? All these things, I guess, come together in them not being able to reach their true potential.
I fully agree. And I want to mention one thing also, very interesting thing, that a lot
Hmm.
of people just think and they say like, if I have, suppose I have accepted someone's connection request, they
Right.
mention that, hi, how are you? First
Right.
is that this how are you stuff and everything. It's good that you are trying to be courteous, but it's actually not very um, helpful for your
Exactly.
perspective. And I have a philosophy there, a very interesting. Like recently, I developed, like developed the philosophy. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was using it time to time, but I kind of because of your podcast and some more people were reaching out, so I thought I would share the philosophy for the folks.
Right.
More like the people you are reaching out, you don't know them,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have no personal connection with them,
Right.
right? You have no emotional connection with them, right?
Right.
Three things. So now, in that case, you actually need to take an approach of what AI takes, artificial
Mm.
intelligence. That is
Okay.
prompt engineering philosophy. If you
Right.
ask ChatGPT a very generic question, how to find a job in Canada, you will get a very specific, very general answer. But if
Right.
you're very specific, I work in this field, I have this experience, I want to work specifically remote or hybrid, and I want to work for this particular position, how do I find the job? For
Right.
example,
Mm-hmm.
the more specific answer you get. People actually don't like to be very generic, like while
Mm.
responding. So if I say, hi, how are you doing? I want a referral. Can you please give me a referral?
Right.
It's like people will feel, you know what, like my human brain works for that matter is actually in AI way. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
why should I respond to like even they are even like worse than AI because they most of the
Right.
cases they don't respond back. But if you like, hello sir, how are you doing? Thanks to be connected with you. I have been like, I have a request for you as a senior. Can you please help me out to get a referral if you think that I am good enough or like
Right.
capable enough? This is the particular job or link, right, for that particular person's company
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for. So it would be really helpful if you can refer me.
Right.
Like it may be 5 6 lines, but it's like very very specific. And
Right.
the
Right.
person on the other side, they may think, okay, you know what? Maybe like, this guy, or he may be like, I'm new to Canada searching for jobs. Like in this struggle
Right.
time, I thought about reaching out to you. And if you
Mm-hmm.
could help me to get a referral, like rephrasing it, right, in a proper way.
Right.
So that would be, I think, easier to like for that person to kind of cater to your request. Chances are high. I'm not saying 100%, but
Yeah.
chances are high. Rather than like the generic chit chat, how are you doing? I think we were able to talk to you for 5 minutes or something. First is that again, I talk to them, a lot of
Right.
them,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm talking about a general average thing. Why should I talk to a person whom I don't know,
Mm.
right? I have no idea, I have no emotional attachment or anything for whatsoever. Then let's speak AI language. Like you have a
Right.
specific request. If I
Mm.
am able to, I will give you answer. If I don't respond back, that means okay. So I will not bug this person anymore.
Right. Right.
Go ahead. So you need to do like first is the prompt engineering philosophy and add with the ML philosophy of sentiment analysis.
Mm.
Both are very, very kind of artificial intelligence oriented. But if you think about it, if the person is responding back, that
Mm-hmm.
means he is like, as per he understood that your sentiment that he's a helpful guy, or at this moment he is in a position to help you. But
Right.
if he's not responding back, that means if he's not interested, right? Or he may even say that a hi. So hi, if he just replies back by hi, a lot of people do.
Mm.
So what you need to do is like don't bug him now. Rest like again after a couple of days that hi sir, please let me know if you have a bit of time or something. Like don't
Right.
immediate bug. This is for them to like I know people don't have a guidance, but these are the things I saw that if I kind of include AI philosophy into the way you are talking to a person who you don't know,
Mm-hmm.
may be helpful. I'm not saying it will be, but I thought,
Right.
it may be helpful.
No, that's a very interesting take. Like you really need to understand how people communicate, right? Or how they respond back to your messages. And it often happens that again, obviously a lot of people are playing numbers game, right? Like they are sending out hundreds of messages and then they also expect back to hear back from more than 50% of them, which is technically not ideal, right? It obviously doesn't happen. It's very, very similar with the number of applications you do for a job versus the number of responses, positive responses you get back, right? But just one more thing to add to what you were just saying about all this, the way you text, the way you should formulate your request, right? I've seen a lot of students, and this thing annoys me so much that I again keep iterating it to everyone. I have seen so many people write or comment this interested, yes and no under the LinkedIn posts, right?
Oh,
And I
you hit the bullseye.
exactly, and I don't understand as to like what they are expecting out of it, right? For example, let's say you are a hiring manager or a recruiter at RBC, for example, right? You are hiring for a position. Thousands of people are writing yes, interested, right? How am I as an applicant going to stand out if I just type or if I just continue that thread, right? I'm more of a like a how is it thousands of people, I'm just in the crowd, right? Lost in the crowd. Whereas if you just like I still remember when I was actually already was hired in BMO back like a couple of years ago when I was in touch with one of the recruiters at Manulife. So she again, we had a chat before I got into BMO, and she was like, if you ever want to, change something, I would always be open to having this conversation. And she used to put out very good content on LinkedIn. So I still remember she put out a poll, very simple question as to how you would change something at your workplace or something like that, a very basic question. And a lot of people, it was a poll, so you just had to select it, right? A yes, no, or something. And there was an other section as well wherein you could type your response. So I was again, I was not looking for a job, right? But I was like, if I have to maintain this meaningful relationship, I need to keep reminding her who Sachin is, right? I need myself to stay in her head. So I, instead of choosing that yes, no, I just selected that other option and I typed like a 2, 3 sentence of response, which I felt was something that was genuinely my thought. And then I was the only one to get back a response from her in the comments that, hey, we really loved your answer, and that's how again it all stayed like that. So that is where I keep going back, that you need to be that yellow cab in the crowd so that you can stand out and people notice who you are. And it can be any situation, right? If you are in a classroom, stand up, ask questions, answer questions, right? be that be in the spotlight so people notice who you are, and that's how you invite more opportunities, I feel.
Fully, fully agree. Like you always have to consider yourself that you have to think differently because world is so much full of people who think in the same way. Only people are going to like be selected or be noticed who are different.
Right.
So you need to find, and I'm saying everyone is unique, but somehow we have a tendency of follow group think. We
Yep.
need a tendency to follow hard. Don't
Very
follow
true.
hard.
Yes. In fact, yesterday itself, when I was recording this episode with Samir, he mentioned a very good thing that a lot of people who come, like especially international students who come like in a group of their friends to Canada, right? They end up staying in that group, in that silo for a very long time, and they miss out on the exposure they need to survive or excel in Canada, right? So that's the mindset I guess we need to change, or we need to drive that change. That okay, it's a very good thing that you came in a group or you're staying with people from your same hometown or people who speak your language. Very good thing, you need that kind of an environment, but that's not the only environment you should always be in 100% of the time. The whole point of you coming here, leaving your comfort zone as such, leaving your home country, coming here to survive, to make something of yourself, is to do something different, right? So that, I guess, that mindset needs to change.
I fully agree. And I would also want to just add one more point.
Sure.
It's more like whatever you do, spend 30 minutes every day
Hmm.
doing something different than your close peer group is doing.
Very true.
30 minutes. Anything. It can be studying some specific subject. It can be kind of, contributing to something else like volunteering. It can be participating in hackathon, whatever. Maybe virtually helping people, coordinating with people. Do
Right.
whatever you do. 30 minutes you need to be doing different than your peer group. And that 30 minutes, if you think about it over a period of 1 year,
Hmm.
cumulative process, right? It kind of gives you a huge return. 30
Definitely.
minutes
Yeah,
every day without failing. Simple.
definitely. And
I
I
know
guess
tough, but still, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
no, no, very, very well said. And I guess that also builds a discipline in your routine, right? Like, okay, I for no matter what, in my 24 hours, I have to dedicate these 30 minutes to doing something new. Or and I think that then translates to a very important habit of you being dedicated in that 30 minutes. Nothing else. You are like fully productive, not doing anything else, and you're focusing on something that you really want to do. So,
Yeah, and I just that and to motivate that, I actually have also a very simple philosophy.
mhm.
It's like consider that 30 minutes as a project. The project name is like if I do it, the project name will be Project Souparna. If
Sure.
you do that, the project name is Project Sachin. So the
Hmm.
Project Sachin's objective or Project Souparna's objective is to kind of personal and professional growth. Okay, professional growth, leaving the personal part for now.
True.
Professional growth. So whatever for this particular project, then you think about a project manager. Like, okay, this is my like for any project, projects are agile nowadays. So we don't have a
Right.
specific 3 years down the plan, but I can have a first phase of agile is like I can go for like next 30 days plan. After
Right.
30 days, these are my plan. So I need to achieve objective A, B, C.
Hmm.
In order to achieve objective A, B, C, I may need resource A, 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
something and somehow. So then you have a 1 month plan for your project. Project Choparna, Project Sachin, Project A, B, C. And then
Right.
you are going just for 1 month. Like I know sometimes people plan a long term and I respect them. Like they actually
Hmm.
have a very proper vision. But a lot of times, like folks may not have a plan. I never had a proper plan at that time. But if someone just
Right.
told me that plan, create a project in your name because that's the
Hmm.
name you identify. That's the most kind of personal thing you have.
Personal thing. Yep. Yep.
Create a project in your name and just plan for a agile kind of project, like
Hmm.
step by step, like next 30 days, this is what I want to achieve, and this is
Right.
what's the expected outcome, and these are the resources that I need.
Right.
Now, after 30 days, track that whether you achieved or you didn't. If you have
Right.
achieved, good, you can go for the next phase. If not, give yourself a bit more time, but not more than 10 days. Like that's kind of you set up a mental deadline that, okay, if I cannot do it by 30 days, by 40 days, I have to do it so that I
Right.
go to that next step, like playing a game, but it's a
Very true.
project. I think can kind of helps, but that the discipline is needed. But it kind of helps that hey, this is the project, this is my project. I am
Right.
the project. Anyway,
Right. No, that's again very well said. And I still remember I had this one guest over a couple of months ago on the podcast, right? And he mentioned a very good thing which he used for his job search strategy is that milestone. He used to set small milestones, right? For example, let's say you're using a one-page resume, then you try applying with it for let's say 4 weeks, 3 weeks, right? And if it doesn't work, if you don't reach that milestone, that means something in that path is not right, right? So you go back, as you said, agile. So you go back, you recheck your strategy, you replan it, and you start all over again, right? So again, as you said, if you're not able to hit that milestone in 30 days, that means something is going wrong, right? So you need to again reassess your plan, go back, do something new, and then continue working on it.
absolutely, absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, this is
Since you did mention a bit about mentorship a few minutes ago, right? Maybe I would like to talk dig a bit deeper on that. So when you came here again, you said obviously it was a very different environment for you, right? So did you have any mentor that you looked up to or who helped you transition through these things easier? And how what's your take on mentorship in general?
that's a very good question. Thanks for asking. So initially, when I came at that time, I didn't have much mentor.
Hmm.
So I was kind of struggling also,
Right.
like you know, how to make a proper, establish myself in
Sure.
Canada.
Hmm.
So I started reaching out to people
Hmm.
slowly, maybe some in my company and also via LinkedIn, like
Right.
right? luckily, after that, when I started reaching out to more people,
Mm-hmm.
um, with a very humble tone, I started seeing people would like to help me a bit. So I got few great mentors along the way. Some are
Mm-hmm.
from my company, some maybe from a different company, right?
Sure.
Who I connected over LinkedIn or met at a volunteering place, right?
Right.
Or like this kind of event like hackathon or stuff. And they kind of gave me different tips and how to kind of do for like how to engage or express yourself
Right.
over the period of time. And that helped me a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
then I thought about that giving, like, I was helping people a bit from here and there, but I thought about, okay, you know what, I should also give back.
Mm-hmm.
So it was primarily whatever, like, not only in LinkedIn, I do a lot of volunteering in the current company as well, like a lot of
Right.
volunteering. I work like in the capital market, like the technical part, the technical department of capital market. I am one of their like volunteering leads,
Sure.
and also for overall capital market level for newcomers and multiculturalism. I
Mm-hmm.
also work as one of the lead of there as well, like to help
I see.
newcomers and multicultural, like folks who are coming across from around the world to Canada.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So more like the more you try to help people, like the rule of thumb is like when you decide to help people, somehow mentors observe. So it becomes easy when you approach them.
Right.
At the same time, they sometimes reach out to you as well. For example, a very simple example.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose a person I don't know, right? And they reached out to me, a student. Yeah, I will help them a bit. But suppose some of the folks that who work at that hackathon, I
Right.
saw them, they're working so hard, going
Yep.
people here and there. And if they reach out to me, I will help them way more
Definitely.
because I saw that this person is trying to help others. So it's kind of, I will feel like it's my duty or responsibility to help that person.
Right.
But if I don't know a person and the person is like, again, sent me a connection request, I accepted it, and then he's sought help, I would think like, okay, you know what? I would rather spend my time to help a person who is deserving, who
Sure.
actually may have reached out to me a couple of days back. I didn't get time to reach out back, go back to them because of my work pressure. But rather than catering to this person, I am going to help with that person because he is way more deserving. He is helping other people, and if he is shown a proper way, he can actually do a bit of better. So
Right.
a general human perspective,
Sure.
right?
No, that's again, I think it happens again more often than than you would think, but a lot of people, as I said, they play or they end up playing numbers game and they feel as if they expect to hear back from people, which again doesn't happen often. But just going back to what you said about mentorship, right? So what do you think today's again students, early career professionals, right? I'm sure you've talked to a lot of them. You, as you said, you volunteer at a lot of events as well, or even the hackathon where we judge. So, what do you think? Again, there's just one thing that you can think of on top of your head would help those students or those early career professionals secure that good mentorship relationship with someone. Like one thing that they can do to improve their chances of getting a mentor.
Okay, so that is exactly what I will just what I said earlier as well. So only I will tweak the answer. So
Sure.
the thing is that I believe in a 20% rule. So
Hmm.
again, we already discussed how you are going to build your profile.
Right.
So then there are two things. Whenever after that, whenever you're reaching out to people, people will accept, and high
Mm.
chances that 20% of them will accept. Okay.
Sure.
So if you are reaching out to maybe 100 people, 20 to 30 of them are going to accept your request.
Hmm.
Now, you can reach out to them after they accept the request. Either we earlier discussed about the referral part, right?
Right.
Similarly, you can also reach out to them for mentorship part, and
Mm-hmm.
both will work for the same very specific way that you have to do that AI part. Like that person
Yes, sir.
don't know you, so
Yeah.
be specific, assess the sentiment, and ask for, like in that case, that hello sir, or hello so and so, I'm very new to Canada and I'm trying to get a proper footing in the Canadian market or for job market or like everything, but I know that in Canada how much mentorship matters. So
Right.
will it be possible for you to help me out, because you are one of the, like known people in this particular field, stalwarts in that field, and if you can like help me out, it would be very helpful for me.
Right.
And my objective is that, again, like I want to reach here, or like I want to learn more about this. So a bit more help from you would be really greatly appreciated.
Right.
So don't just respond. Like what you mentioned is so relevant that you have no connection. You are just sending thousands or thousands of LinkedIn requests. People are responding, and you are immediately pinging them, "Hey, can you help me?" or "How are you?" and stuff. People, once you send it, the human psychology is, before responding, they will go to your profile. Think about it.
Mm.
You
Definitely.
kept a message, right? And even before saying hi, you will eventually go to that particular person's profile, that who is this person? Like you
Right.
even cannot remember that you have accepted the request.
Sure.
And then you will just quickly glance over his credentials, his
Mm-hmm.
post, his educational background.
Yeah.
Now I have a strategy for that. So again, a very small strategy.
Yeah.
People like familiarity, right? So
Mm-hmm.
try to, and this is being practical, has nothing to, no, not a controversial, but practical. It's
Right.
again the AI part. Whenever you are searching something, you need to go for, like for a vector database, same kind of stuff are linked closely.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you are searching close parts, so reach out to that familiarity. Like suppose you are from like XYZ state in India.
Right.
Seek that if a person from that state in India is already there in a similar position,
I
right?
see.
Also, drilling down more, filtering. If the person belongs to the same college from where you
Mm-hmm.
are,
Right.
same fraternity,
Mm-hmm.
anything common, then it becomes easier. Like
Right.
again, the same thing, human psychology. I will go through your um, profile. I will somehow, which I'm not thinking consciously, but subconsciously, if I'm thinking, I will find that, hey, yeah, this is from my college.
Right.
This
Right.
is from my fraternity. This is from my group. So it kind of triggers something which I am not doing it intentionally, but my subconscious is kind of forcing me to do that.
Makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Right. So you have to be that kind of focused strategy rather than just sending it to thousands of people.
Right.
That's
No.
like, again, I don't want to divide people on that, but
Hmm.
it's more like people always, whether they knowingly or unknowingly, look for familiarity. So look for those people. Like suppose someone like from my university, if
Right.
they reach out, and another person, if I don't know or I don't have any common group or anything common, reach out, it's a
Right.
human psychology that I will respond to them both, but I
Right.
will respond to the person who I have some familiarity first.
Definitely. Makes sense. Yeah. And again, you tend to, it's a, as you said, it's a human psychology that you tend to find those commonalities, and then that creates like a link, as you said, unconscious link between the connection, right? So definitely, that's a really interesting take on it. But I do feel as if we have covered a lot of things, but I have two questions before I conclude this, which again I love asking all my guests. So first question would be, as you said, you came here in 2015. That's almost a decade ago, right? So, if you were to go back in time, and if you were to meet yourself when you landed here the first time, with all your 10 years of experience that you have today, what is the one thing that you would advise yourself, or you would have done better if you knew that 10 years ago?
Strategy.
Hmm.
Strategy we think about always at a very high level, like big people do that and everything.
Right.
I also didn't have any proper strategy or a proper goal that what do I,
Direction.
right?
Yeah.
So if I knew, that, okay, you know what, I want to be in this kind of like a leadership or a technical position.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, it may not be possible for me at that time to know everything, but
Right.
I should have had some idea that I strategy means I need to study the market about the
Mm-hmm.
current job situation, study
Right.
the market, how Canadian job market works. Most importantly, how Canadian values work. Like
Very true.
helping the community is a value.
Yes.
So how I can be close to people, not for the only sake of my professional advancement, but actually I want to help people. So
Right.
if I help people, I will get help, but at the same time, I'll be strategic. Like if I am from HR background and I reach out to a person from a very core technical background, that may not be helpful. So I
Right.
need to be pick and choose. Like again, average, the main thing is average percentage of people responding you is 20%. So
Yep.
again, you are reaching out to 100 people, 20, 30 of them are accepting. Then you are reaching out to them for help. Out of that 20 people, only max 6 to 7 people are going to respond you back. And
Right.
out of them, actually 2 to 3 people will refer you or mentor you.
Hmm.
So from the 100, it becomes the percentage of 2% only.
Wow. Right.
So that's the common process. But if I am being focused, like the
Hmm.
filtering I'm mentioning, you can actually increase the percentage to 20, 30%. That means if you are reaching out to right 100 people, maybe 30 people will be like in a position to help you out. So
Right.
that kind of strategy I would have given my younger self that, you know what, because I did like exactly what the today's students are doing, like
Right.
reaching out to people, trying to see if someone can help me.
Yep.
Um, yeah, that didn't help much. So and be different. That
Yes.
like I learned it after a few years that everybody is trying to do the same thing like me. So
Right.
how do I get noticed? I need to do something to get noticed.
Very true. Very well said. Very well said. And maybe just continuing the same line of thought, right? So, what is this one golden advice that, again, from the years of experience you've had, you would like to give today's students or early career professionals out there looking to get into the Canadian job industry?
I would say a very like first is that again we already discussed most of them,
Yeah.
but I will even do it a very simple thing which I don't think many of the folks do. Go to ChatGPT or any of those chatbot,
Right.
okay, and ask them a very simple question. I am right now here.
Hmm.
I want to be like get hired for this particular field. Google it to what kind of like if you are a junior, what kind of junior positions available at that time. Like if
Got
you
it.
are a junior and then if you are saying I am going to go for senior manager, it will not going to give you anything. But like I want to go for that junior analyst position,
Right.
right? Can you please guide me step by step in order to
Hmm.
reach that position? What are the skill set I need to hire based on the current market scenario and trend? What are the AI tools I need to learn based on the current scenario and market trends? And also give me a straightaway day by day
Plan.
study plan and
Hmm.
career plan, which I should follow for next 30 days to up my chances to get hired in a span of next 2 months and
Right.
also like you can add what kind of networking I should do, what kind of events I should attend. So try to give him a really good focused prompt to give you a study come strategic career plan
Right.
for next 30 to 2 months. Trust
Got
me,
it.
it gives amazing answers. And a
Hmm.
lot of people even don't do that.
Definitely. Yeah.
So you have that amazing tool available to you, but use it like it's kind of creating, give them your entire scenario and
Hmm.
ask them for the right plan to because it will, what it will do, it will go and search for all the information, like for this particular position, what are the skill set, different
Right.
companies, different job boards. It collects everything. Then it assesses what are the technical qualities needed for that, and in order to achieve it, what are the things you learn. So it kind of compiles everything, like the large language model goes everywhere.
Sure.
It has those foundations model. It has all those connectivity of data and everything, collects everything together using RAG, right? Retrieval
Right.
augmentation generation. Collect everything, put it together, and give you a real, proper, solid study, career strategic plan, and then
That's
follow it diligently.
nice, nice. No, that's really something interesting. I haven't heard that before, or rather, I haven't seen a lot of people use this approach of, planning out a roadmap to from point A to point B. So I think that's really an interesting take. And if I like just take a look back, like both the answers which you gave, I think strategy and planning is at its core, right? So I think a lot of students do miss out on that, and I feel as if this episode will help them understand first of all
I hope so.
the foundation of what you said, and then you also mentioned on how they can do it. Like it's not just that you're talking about the solution, but you're also giving them the solution, so which is definitely going to be helpful, I feel.
I hope so.
Awesome, awesome.
Thank you so much for asking those questions. Again, these are like very pointed and very beautifully curated questions, which
No, thank.
like I
And I
found it
guess
really interesting.
no, that's very true because again, these are some, or rather, most of these questions are something which I ended up asking myself when I was looking to get into the job industry a few years ago. So I feel as if the problems are still in the similar range, but again, the way you approach those problems, as in the solutions, you said use ChatGPT like tools to find roadmap, right? So the every with every new person I talk to, I get a new solution to the problem, right? So now people out there who are watching the podcasts have, let's say, 10 different solutions to try out for the just one problem that they have. So
Of
I
course,
definitely
of
feel this is good. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Shoparna. I guess I have covered all the questions I had. And again, yeah, looking forward to have you soon enough when we have more questions for you. But again, if you don't mind, I'll probably put your LinkedIn and socials in the description
yeah,
for
yeah,
people
of
who want to
course.
know.
Thank you so much. Again, thanks a lot for having me. I don't know how much it would be helpful, but anyway, like not only me, but also your other guest and you yourself as well. Like they are
Right.
getting a lot of direction which we didn't have 10 years
Very
back
true.
then. And what you were doing, you were reaching out to a lot more people, trying to help. Like definitely you suffered a bit, and that's why that kind of emotion kind of came out of you, right? So help people. So really, really, my sincere thanks for this noble initiative. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Shaparna. And thank you everyone for watching till the end. And I'll see you guys soon in the next episode.